Hello everybody, this is Astocky here and welcome to another Minecraft mod spotlight. In this mod spotlight, hopefully you can see there, I'm reviewing a mod called Camera Studio version 2.2b, and there are two files that you will need to download, and I've linked to both of them in the description. The two files you will need are Camera Studio version 2.2b for Minecraft 1.32 and Camera Studio VR dependencies. Now both of these get extracted and put straight into your Minecraft.jar. There's two versions of it, one that's designed to work with Mod Loader, which you can put in the mods folder. I don't like to use things like that because I prefer to use Forge, and I believe this is completely compatible with Forge as long as you don't use the mod loader version. So basically just throw it straight into the system and it will work. So that's your Camera Studio file and the dependencies. Now once you throw them in and you open up Minecraft, everything just kind of runs as normal. Basically what this allows you to do is, you can see up in the top left I have a frames per second counter. Basically what you need to do to get this to work correctly, you need to make sure that you turn allow cheats on. Not because you want to cheat, but because for this to actually work it requires you to have the ability to bring up the chat bar. So you can see there that it says Camera Studio version 2.2b. That means that it's worked, and so now you can press O and that brings up the options. I've already actually gone into the options and turned on show FPS counter. The next options that you have is cam command. Now these are the way I like to have it, with all of them on and the default key set to P, which everything is as default. The third person, you can normally leave that off, and then if you actually record, which I will do right now by typing /REC, you can see that it says recording, and it tells you how long you're recorded for, and then it also shows you how many frames per second you're getting during your recording. So you can see that I'm zipping around, and hopefully if everything works really well, you will see this as a picture-in-picture when I actually come up to show things and show how they're working. So, you know, jumping around, doing lots of stuff, causing crazy mayhem, you know, digging things, bashing things. You can see lots of recording, getting pretty good frame rate. It doesn't seem to lag too much at all. It's completely free. Certainly when you're recording in a video setting like I am at the moment, which is about 480p, it's about 10 megabytes a minute, so it's quite well compressed. Seems to run fairly well. Obviously the bigger the files are, the bigger the compression will be and things like that. You can see next to the recording that says I've been recording for 55 seconds, there is a 1x. That 1x actually allows you to automatically do frame speed up. So say you wanted to just do a really simple splice together with a speed up in the middle, you could get this thing to automatically do the speed up for you as well. So now that I've recorded about a minute, I'm going to stop the recording, and hopefully if everything went well there'll be some picture-in-picture for that, and if you give me a couple of seconds I'll then go through and show you some more options that it comes with. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to show you now is some of the options that you have when you're doing those recordings. So once again, you press the O to bring up options. So here, like I said, you can choose to turn the frames per second on or off. I like to have that on because it lets me know if things are lagging or not. The next thing you have is down to video record. So if you want, and you want to do lots of recording, sort of starting and stopping, you can set up a shortcut for yourself. I don't use the shortcut, I just find it's easier to use the / keys. But say for example you didn't have access to the chat commands or something like that, you could turn on a shortcut key to start the recording. Now so far everything that I've mentioned is about first person recording, including the frames per second that you can set depending on how you want to do things. You can also, like I said, set it up so say I wanted to do a 10 times time lapse of something that I was doing that took forever, you could set it up to record like that. Now the only codec it can record in is H.264, but it gets you really good quality and really good compression like I mentioned, so you don't really need to change that. And it's also configured to do real-time encoding, which means it's set to compress quite quickly even though it doesn't do very good compression. But I like to leave that at 1x, and then you can change your extension through a bunch of different extensions, but MPEG-4 seems to work the best. It's got pretty low overhead and works fairly well. The next thing you can do, if you wanted, you can add audio. In this particular case I'm not adding audio, But if you wanted to, you could set your windows to have stereo mix, and you could record microphone and you could record Minecraft sounds at the same time using this. It only has one built-in codec, which is the AAC compression, but that again gets pretty good compression and pretty good quality. I've chosen not to use audio for this because adding audio just kind of messes with things when you're recording from another program as well while you're recording a recording. So those are your options. Now the next thing that you can do, and this is really excellent for people who want to do building, you can do cam third person view. Now that brings up a couple of different options, and the tooltips are really good that you just hover the mouse over there and it tells you about it. What I've got here is cam third person, so you can see a fictive, I think they mean fictitious, I don't even think fictive is a word, but we'll play the travelling, making it possible to see the player doing things. So basically what this allows you to do is do like time-lapse recordings of yourself doing whatever it is that you want to do, and you can set the time-lapse. So let's say you're doing an epic build. Normally you'd have to be on a server and you'd have to have one person or one account recording on the server while somebody else is playing. Well, in this case you don't need to do that because it will do it automatically, and that's what the indirect video as well as the player's view allows you to do. So this is where, see, can't jump, can't fly. This is the other reason these cheats come in so handy. So I can change my game mode to 1 and I'm now flying. And what this will allow me to do is basically set a camera position. So let's say I want to record just here looking this way to start with. As you can see from the options menu, the cam command was P. So if I press P now, what that will do is that will register this point as the point the camera starts in. So you can see that it captures your coordinate, it captures where you're looking in the, I guess, north, south, east, west, and also the up and down. So I can now move the camera over to here and press P again, and that will register a second point. And that auto spline means it will gradually move between the 2 points, making things look nice and smooth. So let's say that the next thing I wanted to do after that was come over here and have a look at these pigs. I can then press P on that and it will look at the pigs. I can then fly over this way and I can look at the swamp. And you can imagine that if you were doing some kind of massive mega group build or something like that, you could have the camera sort of pan around what you've built, have it do it nice and smoothly while you're building it, and then automatically add the time lapse. So the last thing I'm going to do now is come right down near the surface. You don't want to touch any surface because if you do, the camera will actually get stuck and it won't know what to do. So I'm going to run back over to where I started basically, and then I will show you how to start the recording. So basically I want to do that flyover and I want it to last say 2 minutes. No, that's going to be way too long for you guys to watch. Let's say I want to make it last a minute. So that's 60 seconds I want it to last for. And so I've done my, bring up my options. You can see I've got it set to 5 times speed. So I want it to do 1/5 of 60 seconds. No, sorry, I want the video to last 60 seconds, which means I want to actually record 5 minutes, if that makes any sense. Actually, let's just start with a really quick video just to make it simple. I'm going to set it to 6 times video speed, and I'm going to say I want to record 1 minute. And then what it will do is it will record, and it will record super sped up. And to you, because it's the 6 times speed, it'll only look like it's about 10 seconds of video. So what I do is I go record, nope, it's /cam to say that you want to use the camera, and then you want to start the recording, and I want to record for 60 seconds. And because it's going to be sped up, it's going to look to you like it's only 10 seconds. So I press enter to go, and you can see if I look up, that's me, that's the cameraman. So he's recording everything that's happening. He's recording over that way, he's going to come back over this way, and he's going to record over this way, and he's almost flying at the same speed I was. So now if I get in front of the cameraman, hopefully you should see him looking at me. Yeah, you get the idea. It's going to look kind of funky, kind of cool, kind of funky. Zipping over this way, looking at the cows, flying over. And then what I'm going to do at the end is I'm going to show you, I guess I'm going to pause this video again and then just kind of stitch the time lapse in there so you can see how that it recorded. So you can see there, zipping down, and there it's finished. So he's now disappeared, travelling ended. Okay, so hopefully now that that had finished, you saw that good time lapse. So that was 1:60 seconds. As you can see, I put in there that I wanted to start the travelling and end the travelling, and it went for 6 times. So hopefully you can see that that was about 60 seconds worth of recording for real time, but hopefully you should have seen it in about 10 seconds because it should have been sped up by a factor of 6. So I guess what I just wanted to highlight is that for those of you who want to make your own Minecraft videos and are looking for ways to do that, but you don't really want to hit the recording limitations of most of the free software, and you also don't want to have watermarks or anything like that, this gives you a really good option for how you can record your Minecraft videos. And the fact that it has the time lapse built in means you don't need any really fancy editing sort of software either. You can just basically just put the things together because they will come pre-edited. And this is an awesome seed. Look at the size of this village. And they have, no way, they have a pig farm. I didn't even know you could get pig farms in villages. That must have just been a bunch of random pigs that spawned on the roof of that house. But either way, this is a really cool seed. For those of you who want to see what the seed is, I think it's, there we go. That's the seed for those of you who would like to test this world out. Pretty sure I spawned somewhere just over that way and then came here, but there we go. Those are my coordinates. There, hopefully you can read those there. So this just gives you a bit of an idea of what you can do with this really cool mod, and as far as I can tell, certainly from checking the forums, it seems to be that it's compatible with anything else that doesn't edit certain classes. Those are mentioned on the web page for the video, but my understanding is that Forge doesn't edit those classes, and neither does Optifine. So you can add Optifine in and really improve the frame rate for those of you who are having frame rate troubles while recording, and that it can do some really cool things. So I hope you like this mod spotlight. This is, sorry about that, this is Camera Studio by Sushen. And like I said, you can see there are lots of options here that you can play around with for speeding things up and slowing things down and getting FPS counters, and it's just full of features, and the recording quality is just excellent, which hopefully you've seen by looking at my little bit of a picture-in-picture and also my little bit that I did of the camera speed up from the third person view. So thank you very much for watching. Hope you check this mod out. Astocky out. Hello everyone, just back with a quick postscript. There was one thing that I forgot to show you. When you actually save your videos, if you go into your Minecraft folder, you'll see there's a videos folder here at the bottom. So that's actually the folder that's created by all of the time lapses and all of the recordings that you do. So you can see there that I've been playing around and I've actually got 4 recordings, and they're each recorded at 480p. And you can see that last one was 10 seconds and was 10 megabytes. The one before that was a minute and came out at about 31 megabytes. So the size really kind of depends on what you're recording, but you can get some, it's about 30 megabytes a minute. It's a bit bigger than I thought it was, but that's still really good compression. And hopefully I can bring this up and show you the quality that it records in. There we go. So hopefully you can see that it's recorded quite smooth, it's recorded in good quality, it's a really simple MPEG-4. Again, thanks very much for watching. Hope you check this mod out. Astocky out.